Good morning, traders. Welcome to this video on the Forex and CFD market update on this Friday, 17th of September, 2021. Brought to you by Milton Prime. My name is Chris Forsick, and we will do a review of the Eurodollar, Pound Dollar, Gold, BTC, and many more instruments in this video. So let's start first of all with the Eurodollar. Technical analysis, looking at the daily chart. We see that price has fallen further. I didn't expect it anymore. I thought that its price seemed to bounce at the first target at 117.75, but we got an extension lower down to the left shoulder level right here, the head and the right shoulder, and it seems to be a perfect match there at 117.50. So will this be a reversal area? I think so. Yes, that is my current analysis, that this will lead to a reversal. There are a couple of things very quickly why I think this is an ABC pattern that is finished. We had a falling wedge here, divergence pattern between the bottoms, but also very strong bullish momentum right here. And of course, the inverted head and shoulders pattern is another factor. So I think that this is looking like an impulse up and an ABC correction down. We can see that maybe better on the 4-hour chart, as you can see here, like that. Now, is the wave C completed? That's the next question in my view. And looking at the 1-hour chart, I think that here there were 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I was a little bit too soon with calling this a wave C in a different video. It looks like that was actually a wave 5. Then we had an ABC for wave B right here probably. And this is probably the wave C. So is that wave C finished? Well, that depends on if price is able to break above the bottoms that now could be resistance. And that's a heavy layer because you can see about, I don't know, 6 bottoms there. So it depends. If price is able to push through and above that, then probably the wave C is finished. If not, then we might see one more lower low at 117.25-ish and then a bounce up in my view. So it's not yet clear. And there's also a strong resistance trend line in my view coming in right here. So I would like to see a break above 118 personally, followed by a flag pattern and then a push up. And we could maybe see a head and shoulders inverted one on the 1-hour chart. That would be, in my view, ideal. Bounce at 118 for a move up to 119. And if it breaks above 119, then there's space even further to 120 and then maybe 121, as you can see, according to my analysis of support or resistance at least. So that's the roadmap as far as I can tell. If it breaks below 117.25 and 117, well, then the odds of a bearish breakout are certainly increasing. I would look for a flag, bear flag, in continuation lower with the targets at 116 and 115. In that case, we're looking at a bearish continuation instead. All right, pound USD remains choppy and indecisive. There was a false break here above the double top at 139. It didn't go anywhere. There was a close in reverse instead. And what happened was that price tried to break, got rejected, fell quickly, made a flag, didn't get to the head and shoulders level, but ultimately broke this support trend line and made a continuation lower. And now it's making another bear flag. So to me, it looks like a bearish formation with a channel like this. And we're in a neat bearish trend channel, I think. And at this moment, price is breaking through the support trend line as well of the bear flag pattern. And it looks like a breakout that could take place. There was a bounce at the support zone that we have with these purple lines, but the bounce has been mild. It still stays within this channel. So I think basically the support has now been used and will probably not act another time as support. And I expect a bearish breakout to push through the support trend line and challenge the previous bottom, which is right here at 137.25 and 137.50. That's not too far, but there could be a small drop. Then it depends how price will respond to that level. Will it be another flag and continuation, or will there be a break, pullback and continuation? In that case, it's looking like further losses here on the pound USD, further downside, I should say, is likely, and it could re-challenge the support trend line of the triangle pattern all the way down to here, like this, which would be a next decision zone for a bounce or break. Otherwise, if it of course breaks above 39, there's space to the upside up to 140, and if it breaks that, up to 141. All right, dollar yen. Finally, some action in the sense that they made a break lower, but then bumped into the head and shoulders level and made a bounce there. There was a bearish breakout. It just found support and made an equally strong reaction back up. So there seems to be more acceleration and pace into this dollar yen. It was in a range and quite choppy for a long time. It's now back at resistance, as you can see, although it broke neatly above this resistance trend line. But it's again at resistance zone. The spaces are quite narrow at this moment. So I don't think that this is a good spot. I would personally look for a bull flag and continuation break up to the resistance trend line at 110.50. It's also a round level of 110. So I think waiting for a pullback here, in my view, makes the most sense. But ultimately, yeah, it needs to break above 110.50 or below 109 before there's some larger perspective available. All right, a lot of consolidation, a lot of daily candles basically going sideways at the previous bottom. And is this just a simple ABC correction and bounce within the uptrend, or is price going to break through the bottom and retrace deeper this time around? And I think both are possible. It has broken also below the support trend line. There is a little bit of a rising wedge. So I think it's 50-50. I think it really depends on, for my taste, the daily candle below the double bottom, or break above this resistance trend line for a push up to 35,000 here and the previous stop eventually. All right, Bitcoin made a bullish breakout. Now is making consolidation zone. So this is, I think, quite important decision zone right here because of the fact that there are like double tops and triple tops there. So, that's of course important. If it stays above that, it has broken above it, so it would be good to stay above it. If it doesn't stay above it, then that could certainly indicate some bearish pressure, and there could be a fallback to the support trend line, or even back to the double bottom. If it stays above it, that would be a good sign. If it breaks above the resistance trend line, then we could see a breakout back or up to the next resistance target at 50,000. So pretty important consolidation zone for a break up or a breakdown in my view. Looking at the bigger picture, of course, we had a triple bottom here, a strong rally up. The question is, will price respond to these shallow fibs for another move up, or is there going to be a deeper correction? Really the same thing for Ethereum is valid as well, although it's not as bullish as Bitcoin because it's not above the previous tops. But that said, it has some similar traits, and we can still use this fib as well. Let me get rid of the other fib. It's a little bit confusing with that. There we go. And yeah, 38, 50 fibs still very important support zones. If it bounces, could indicate a move up to 3,800. If it breaks, more bearish pressure probably. And in that case, yeah, basically, I would personally wait for a flag, breakout to the downside, and expect another bounce at support, like the 78.6 fib. DAX was in this channel up, broke below it, went sideways, ultimately couldn't break above the top, double top. Now is breaking through this support trend line. So yeah, it wasn't able to break above this heavy resistance zone here. And here too, looking like maybe a deeper retracement is possible after some speed was lost in this rising wedge, and a deeper retracement seems likely. And I think a flag continuation could indicate that. Amazon is getting a bounce at the 38.2 fib though, or has made a bounce already. Let's see if that's enough for it to move higher and break above. If it does retest the deeper fibs, that could still be a bouncing spot at the 15 to 61.8 fib if it gets there. XAG silver was unable to break above resistance, looking for the break above that to test the previous top. And if it does break below the triple bottom, then of course it can go back to the previous tops here for a bearish breakout. That could be a bouncing spot. But the triple bottom, of course, is a strong support zone. It could be a bouncing spot as well. Candlestick patterns for confirming the bounce and break, in my view, makes sense. Then we have gold, XAUUSD back at the head and shoulders pattern, and looking for a bounce here. I think a daily chart candle could confirm that, or maybe a higher low on the hourly chart or 4-hour chart could be one way. And Euro odd, we were talking about this as well. The ABC pattern expected, and price did break above the trend line and made it to the 272 target. There was a flag and bounced, and came very close and almost made it to the minus 61.8 target, but not yet. It might still do that though for one more last push up, but there's not a lot of space here until reaching that target. That wraps it up for today. We'll be back next week, and wish everyone great trading and a great day. Cheers. Bye-bye.